Hi, I'm Ryan Stevenson. I'm the head chef at the Callebaut Chocolate Academy here in Belgium. Let me introduce you to Chocolat Rubis RB1. It's a brand new chocolate, the fourth actually after dark milk and white chocolate. It's really completely different from any chocolate you've ever tasted. It's intensely fruity, has fresh sour notes and a remarkable colour that really pops out in the shop window or in your counter. Now, a brand new chocolate also means brand new opportunities. You can express a new kind of creativity with Rubis RB1, pair it with flavours that are completely new or create completely new range of chocolate products. Also for hand dipped products or enrobed pralines. So how does it work with Rubis? Well, let me show you. First, we'll create a filling matching the taste of Rubis chocolate. Rubis opens up for amazing pairings. Let's make something that everyone will love, a true Rubis gianduja made with almonds. It's very easy. First, grind 300 grams of pure almonds. I prefer lightly roasted white almonds because they make the fresh and fruity taste of the Rubis pop out. Then add 60 grams of grapeseed oil. Grind it until it starts to become roughly pasty. Then add 200 grams of Rubis RB1 cullets and blend it until it's smooth and homogeneous. I stop here when the almonds are still a little bit grainy because it enhances the mouthfeel. Regularly check until you obtain the right texture. And that's it, your Rubis almond gianduja is ready. Check the temperature, it should be around 29 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, you can pipe the Rubis gianduja into molds and it will perfectly harden and crystallize. So I transfer the gianduja into a piping bag and pipe the filling into a silicone mold. Tap the mold briefly to get rid of any air bubbles. And off it goes into the fridge at 16 degrees Celsius for at least 2 hours for the gianduja to crystallize. Our gianduja fillings are ready, nicely hardened. I've unmolded them and leave them at room temperature, which is ideal. So now it's time for dipping. So how to enrobe with Rubis RB1? Well, pretty much the same way as with any other chocolate. First thing to keep an eye on is the room temperature. Ideally, it should be around 18 to 20 degrees. Colder or hotter will cause the chocolate to cool too fast or too slow, which might give the chocolate a dull or grey look. So 20 degrees Celsius is perfect. Use a chocolate melter filled with tempered Rubis chocolate. Make sure it's well filled to avoid the chocolate cooling off and thicken. Set the temperature of the melter at 30 degrees Celsius to keep the chocolate warm. Otherwise, it starts to cool off and thicken during dipping. Now start enrobing. Press a filling upside down in the chocolate. Turn it upside down with a dipping fork by pressing one of the sides of the filling down. Then pick it up with a fork and tap it a few times against the surface of a chocolate. The tapping motion will drag excess chocolate literally down because we want to end up with a thin, even chocolate layer around each praline and an elegant base. Then slide the bottom of the praline against the edge of the bowl to clean it and take away the last bits of excess chocolate. Gently deposit the praline on a plastic sheet. Make sure there's enough space between the pralines. If they're too close to each other, you'll risk the chocolates to stick together on the sides or on the base, and that's not what you're after. While the chocolate is still wet, you can do the finishing touch. Try arranging some dried flower petals, for instance. And this way you can finish all the pralines. All done! And Rubis RB1 is still perfectly fluid. I'll then leave the praline to cool down completely, either at room temperature or for a few hours in the fridge at 16 degrees Celsius. The end result should look like this: a nice satin gloss on the outside, perfectly snappy chocolate, and an evenly thin chocolate layer around the filling.